taking into consideration this year's theme of Embracing Mi Gente, Mis Raíces, and my identity. And one way I love to do that is by dancing. Dancing in my family is very essential, whether if it's dancing in an intimate gathering or a big fiesta. And that's just one way I love to stay connected to mi gente, mis raíces, y mi familia. Go Yotes!
And thinking about this year's theme, embracing our gente, raíces, and identities to define the future, I think of my identity. And I think of language and the influence of the Spanish language on our Latinx culture. I grew up in a household where we did not speak Spanish at home. And I think that stems from being multi-generational and my grandfather not wanting my father to have an accent when he spoke. So it is something I want to learn, something I'm proud and aspire to be a fluent Spanish speaker. But I also think of my own name. You know, Aurora is a Disney Sleeping Beauty princess, of course, which is nice. But I also think of my namesake, my grandfather's sister in Mexico, my tia Aurora. And so when people are able to pronounce my name in Spanish, it makes me feel special, makes me feel connected to my roots, my culture, and my history. And this is one way that I embrace my identity.
How do I embrace my culture? With music. I can't wait to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with y'all, Coyotes. See you around campus. Ow!
I embrace our gente and raíces through the amazing food and music. The ability to be able to taste and hear different cultures is such an enriching experience for me. I love to hear different Latin dialects and learn about their history. Identifying as a formerly undocumented, educated Latina woman, I am so happy to know that my alma mater celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month at the capacity that it does. I feel seen, I feel represented. My name is Elizabeth Ferreira y yo soy de Morelia, Michoacán, Mexico.
And I'm Chicano, Mexicano, Latino, born and raised in Southeast Los Angeles. I'm a professor in the College of Education. My culturally specific roots are from Sinaloa, Mexico, and historical ethnicity found among the native peoples near Culiacán, Sinaloa, namely the Taube Yereme. These are some of our ancient symbols. I embrace my gente, raíces, and identity because my ancestors weren't allowed to. Moreover, one singular identity is just not enough to equip us to live in the present, let alone define the future. Rather, I embrace a repertoire, all processual and intersectional, oftentimes improvised and intermittent, even contradictory, and almost always dramaturgical and linguistic. One thing always for sure, always in solidarity.
When I think about embracing my gente, raíces, and identity, I think about music and the great impact that has on my life. I think about all the genres, all the Spanish genres that I would listen to when I was younger at family functions, cumbia, merengue, bachata, salsa, reggaeton, rock en español. And at the time I would think, wow, this music is like whatever, like this music is boring. But now it's a big part of my identity as a Salvadorian. And I listen to all the cumbias that, my parents would talk about dancing to back in El Salvador. And it brings a sense of history to me and it kind of establishes more of my identity as a Salvadorian. And it's stuff that was passed down not only from my parents, but from my tios and tias. And for that reason, I look forward to passing that stuff down to my kids and the next generation in our family. So music is a big part of me, and it's one way that I embrace my gente, raíces, and identity to define the future.
One way that I have kept in touch with my gente is through my involvements here on campus. Whether it be through my sorority or my work at the Latinx Center, I made sure to give back to my community. Sometimes it would be through the relief funds that my sorority helped set up, and volunteer work to build a better tomorrow.
Happy Hispanic Heritage Month, embracing our gente, raíces, and identities to define the future. I do a lot of this by learning about my cultural foods, in particular to heal from traumatic experiences in childhood, and in particular with my family and distancing myself from my culture for so long. Right now, learning how to cook food from Kerala, where I'm from, is really helping me heal, and it's helping me in my healing journey in getting closer to my culture. I had long traumatic experiences because of my various identities that I hold and unacceptance by family members and community. And one way I'm learning to heal through that process and embrace various parts of my culture, identity, and people are by learning and connecting through food.
The way that I celebrate mi cultura y mi gente y mis raíces is through food and cooking with my family and my loved ones. I think that not only we nourish our bodies, but also our hearts with so many memories, remembering when we were young with my cousins, with my tias, with my abuelita in the kitchen, whether drinking cafecito con leche or agua de Jamaica, or cooking meals such as pozole and tamales for the holidays. That truly binds us together and we create wonderful memories.
For me, what my Raices mean to me is really about family, community, education. These are aspects of my Mexican and Puerto Rican Raices that are very much a part of who I am and that make me proud to be part of this month's festivities.
I have a specific lens of the way I see the world is through history. I love history, always have. So, you know, I have an account on ancestry.com, and for the longest time, I've been doing, an ancestry research on my family, on both sides of my mom's and my father's, and, where they came from, where their parents came from. And being able to find the town in Mexico and look at, church documents, baptismal records of all those names that belong in my family, and just learning through those generations and going back hundreds of years and being able to learn so much has gained an insight to who I am as a person.
I embrace my gente, my raíces, and my identity, traveling all around the world, different places. And I usually travel with this handmade guayu bag from Colombia. It's made by the indigenous woman of the Guayu tribe from La Guajira in my country. I love it. It takes about 1 month to be knitted. Every design has different meanings. So that's a way that I really embrace my roots, my people, and my identity, traveling with a piece of my country always next to my heart everywhere I go.